it's time for business, and today we're talking about smart investments in a depressed economy. I mean, it is no secret that our economy right now is in dire straits, so there is the need for some kind of
If you're not working, the necessities of life will come. What if you are working? It means that even though some revenues or incomes that you receive will cease, but you have what comes every month. And that's what you have to plan how to spend and to make sure that there is little left for you to invest. So that you can have a backbone anytime you are crash out.
But you know, right now, the world over, from the United States to Germany to Iceland to Greece to Argentina to South Africa, some of the world's strongest economies, they've all gone through certain economic collapses during the past decade. And Ghana is no new to that, due to an unfortunate combination of high government spending by the ruling government and also foreign aid dependent budget and just excessive spending by the ruling government. And now even Parliament has just implemented a set of bills that increases taxes on a wide range of goods, and the PURC has recently also come into the foray and is saying that there should be 150% increase in electricity and water tariffs. I mean, as a result, everything from public transport to sachet water has gone up exponentially. So in this kind of setting or environment, how is one able to determine what kind of investment is right for them?
Now, in this situation, there are a lot of investment avenues that you have, depending on your situation. First of all, let's take probably a young man or a young lady who is working and probably earning probably a 500, 600. Young man, what do you need? You need 1 or 2 shoes. You are fine. You can have 2, 3 very nice jeans. You can wear them for 3, 4 months. Nobody will ask you a question. Don't copy your friends. Okay. You have to make sure that you have a nice shave. We don't have too many changes in our hair, and you'll be fine. You have 2, 3, 4 nice shirts. If a young man starts work, everybody went through that. You have 1 or 2 nice shirts. You wear Monday, Tuesday. You wash Tuesday in the evening, iron them. Thursday, Wednesday, you wear them again.
Okay.
You can go back to your basics.
That's what it all boils down to, isn't it?
That's
because take-home pay is currently being spread between the necessities, like you're saying now. So how do you go about setting up an investment account?
You have to have your investment philosophy. Okay. An investment account, depending on which investment avenue that you want to put your money. What you go through is that there's KYC in all the investment companies or advisors that
What
you
is
have.
KYC?
KYC is know your client.
Okay.
Your name, your telephone, your investment knowledge, what you don't want, what you want, your investment aim. What are you investing towards? I want to make savings for 3 years so that I can start a small business. I want to make savings so that I can go and do my MBA. I want to make savings so that I can buy a plot and start fetching sand so that in the next 6, 10 years, I'll be able to put up a 2-bedroom so that I can stop paying rent. So these are all investment aims that you have. You look at all those things. I used to have a boss who would say that it's better to be working and not have anything than to retire and be paying school fees. So now that you're working, this is a time for you to structure your life and think about your future. And this is what you have to go to. First of all, they'll give you the forms. You fill the KYC. You fill, if it is a mutual fund, you give your details. It's for shares. You have to fill the KYC, fill an account opening, fill the purchase order, because that's where we're going to buy the shares. If it is treasury bill, you have probably the KYC, and another form that tells you which kind of treasury bill you want to buy. Is it the 3 months, the 6 months, the 1 year, or the 2 year? And then when you fill this, they set up your account. But what you have to tell them is what you want the investment to do for you. And that's the time they'll give you some informed information about all the investment avenues, and then you can make an informed decision.
Okay. So we will be answering calls very shortly. So if our viewers out there have any questions about investment or how to invest smartly or whatever questions or comments you may have, you will be able to to ask us those questions. So the average Ghanaian has a little bit of an idea about investment policies, but are there specific plans for specific salary brackets?
Investment plans and investment policies relates to the individual and how much you earn. Not just your salary, probably other things that you do around. Now, somebody will say, I probably want to do 60, 30, 10. Somebody want to say, I want to do 80, 20. Somebody wants to say, I want to do 50, 30.
What are these figures that you're quoting?
It's telling you that for your maximum expenditure, utilities, food, transport, rent must take 50% of your salary. If you are doing the 30, 20, 50, you make sure that 30% go through the Hip Life, the Sunday Fufu and the Abenquine, the canvas, the shoe, the life, and 20 must definitely go into investment. And when you do this, you make sure that, look, for people who actually want to reduce their issues, when you don't have money, don't go out.
It's just as simple as that.
That's as simple as that.
So spend within your means.
Spend within your means.
And you will be fine.
And you'll be fine.
But you know, everyone has a soft spot for something. It could be books, jewelry, holidays. I love going on holidays. So how can we still budget for the necessities and still have room for all these little luxuries?
You know, holidays don't come every day or every week or every month. Everybody is probably thinking that, oh, Christmas, I'll probably travel. January to November is a long period that you can put. Sometimes what we think is that you need 10,000, 20,000 to do investment. No, it's a gradual process. You can do an investment with 20 Ghana cedis, 30 Ghana cedis, 50 Ghana cedis. What it does to you is that after a period, you ask yourself, if I'm able to put a 10, 20 in investment and I'm able to make this, every little money that comes that you haven't worked for, probably meet an old uncle. Oh, Sandra, how are you? It's a long time. Oh, take this and have lunch. You put all those free end monies into the investment because you have seen what 20 Ghana cedi has done. So why will I have money that I have not worked that I have to always think about spending? Because at a certain point, if you don't do the investment, the spending will reduce. And frustration sets in.
So how many kinds of investment policies are there, and which is the most popular, or which would you advise, which is very practical?
We have the practical investment policy that we have is, first of all, to set your percentages. Okay, if you earn 50 Ghana cedis, make sure that those who are Christian, you pay your tithes. Make sure that the next thing is to do your investment. What is left will tell you what you spend on. So now let me tell you, if you get 10,000 now, the money will tell you how to spend it.
Are you sure about that?
I'm sure about that. By the time it gets to 1,000, that's when you remember the problems that you had. You thought that if you had money, you spend.
Very true.
You just think that, oh, 10,000 is just too much. Let me buy what I've not bought at all
very
before.
True.
You go on, one day you lie down after spending and you're like, 3 months I've not sent more money. You pick it, you send. By the time you go through the necessary ones, you are left with what to take you through the week or the month. And that's all what money is about. The moment you have the policy that I need to put this in this investment, I need to put this, I need to put this, that. Let me take a typical life of a young lady. There are 3 weddings in January. There must be a new dress for every wedding.
Oh, definitely.
There must be a new bag for every wedding. There must be a new shoe for every wedding. The hair must change because Equia will see them wearing the same hair. Okay. What has Equia got to do when you start suffering?
Please hold that thought for a second, Mr. Mahama. We've got the phone numbers on your screens now that you can be able to call in and make your contributions and ask your questions. Please go on.
Yes. What has Equia got to do about your life? You wait when you don't have money. Equia will be the first person to tell everybody in the group that you are not suffering. You don't need to impress her.
After buying 3 different outfits
Yeah,
for
yeah. You don't
3
need to
different
impress
weddings.
her. Everybody walking around knows where they get their money.
Okay. We have Mohammed from Tamale on the phone lines now. Good morning, Mohammed. How are you this morning? Good morning, Mohammed. Hello, Mohammed, are you there? We seem to have lost Mohammed. Please go ahead.
Yeah,
Mr. Mohammed.
but the moment you are able to structure your spending, your incomes and everything, she will still be the same person who will be telling people they should ask you where your source of income is coming from. Because he knows that, oh, this is how much you earn. But you are able to keep up this for a very long time. It's because you have a policy of your life and your way you spend your money.
Right. So, what is the difference between treasury bills and mutual funds? You know, we hear about these phrases all the time: treasury bills, mutual funds. What is the difference?
Let me start from other ones that people don't know. We have shares, which we call equities. These are the ownership of companies that are listed on the stock market or that are not listed.
I was just about to ask you, must they necessarily be listed on the...
No. It's only that if you are not listed, the liquidity is pretty difficult because when it is listed, the prices are determined.
Right.
So when you're going to buy, you know how much one costs. If it is not listed, you have to get a consultant that will do a valuation for you and tell you that the company is valued this.
So it's always better to get one that's listed on
That
the
is
stock
listed because
exchange.
that's where there's a lot of transparency and their reports are very genuine because we have a lot of regulation that surrounds them. So you can work to a brokerage firm, set up the account, and then you can buy on the market. Mutual funds, let me do treasury. Treasury bills have fixed period interest return. What I mean is that when you go and buy it, you are buying it at a rate, say 20%. If it is 91 days, every 3 months, you get 20% of your amount divided by 4 because the 20% is rated as a year interest. So if it is 20%, all what you do is to divide it by 4 because you have 4 quarters in a year. And when you multiply by your amount, you know the amount of interest that you get plus
so that
your
is
principal.
Fixed.
That is
plus
fixed.
Your principal.
At the time you are buying, you know it.
Okay.
Mutual funds are, we call them retail products that people buy into a group investment. And these investments invest in shares, in treasury bills, in bonds, in debentures, and apart from probably real estate, and sometimes some do invest in unlisted companies. And at the end of the quarter...
Okay, we've got a caller on the phone lines now. Sorry, Mr. Mahama. Good morning, Senyo, calling from Ho, I believe.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you this morning?
I'm very fine.
Please go ahead with your comment or question.
Okay, I have a question to ask, and it's twofold.
Go ahead. Can you please lower the volume of your TV set? We're getting some feedback.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Go ahead.
Does it really matter how much money one possesses in order to invest or make an investment?
Okay.
That is the first question. If no, then I am a young man of age 21, and I want to find out how much money maybe I could use to start an investment.
Okay, thank you very much for your question. I believe we just spoke about that. He wants to know how much money he should have in order to be able to start an investment and how much he should put aside every month, I believe.
I keep telling people that you don't need to have money to start investment. Just like I told you about the money. First of all, you have to know what investment policy you have. When the money starts coming, you know where to put it. As he's not working, if he's not working, there are some times he gets money in his hand. He definitely buys units. You do all the texting and all the browsing. It means that he gets money. Investment can start from this money. You don't need 10,000 to start. You can start with 10
Ghana
or 5
cedis.
Ghana cedis. And this money will grow gradually. Because there are little bits that is growing, what it tells you is that when there's enough in my hand, this money will grow faster. It's the truth that the bigger the money, the multiply effects will let it grow faster. But from the beginners, you have to begin somewhere.
Yeah, to start from somewhere.
Yeah.
And I think that's a great misconception out there. People believe that you need to have a huge sum of money to be able to start something.
We have students who have investments in my place.
Okay.
And sometimes you ask them, when we're in school, the loan will not even reach the third month. How do you get money? They say when she's going to school or he's going to school, there's few uncles and brothers who will give her money or him money.
Some of that
and what
aside.
he does is just to invest because he doesn't know when money will not come again.
Right. So we've got another caller on the line, Lovely, calling from Ofanko. Good morning, Lovely. Hello.
How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you this morning?
I'm doing well, by you.
Perfect. Please, could you turn down the volume of your TV set as we are getting some feedback here in the studio?
Okay.
Thank you very much. Please go ahead with your question.
Yes, please, I want to know the types of investment that he has. You know, some of us, we are students and we do get a little money from the little Western loan. And we want to know the kind of investment to deposit our money to.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Lovely. I believe that's what we were just talking about when your call came in. So can you just...
Yeah, so I went over the shares, the mutual funds. So it's like buying into an investment company, which is a fund that invests in all these avenues, but they have other places that they cannot invest, real estate, non-listed. And so at every quarter, they value this investment. And depending on how much everybody has in the fund, the interest is shared among everybody. And they send you a statement. So the statement will tell you, you had 2,000, it has earned 358 Ghana cedis as interest. This is the instrument that you have in there: treasury bills, shares, bonds, debenture, fixed deposit. So at any particular point in time, after every quarter, probably the 15th of after the quarter, they will send you the statement and you know what it is. We have fixed deposit which you can do with the banks. Fixed deposit normally is when you have money with you, you actually haven't gotten to the point that you want to use it, or you probably want to leave it somewhere because you are undecided. You can put it in fixed deposit, 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, 2 years. When the period is over, you can decide to do what is called a rollover so that you can reinvest it, or you can go for money when you decide to use it. We have a lot of mutual funds. We have what we call the money market. The money market one invests in the various investment avenues that are not shares, real estate, or anything. So we talk about the treasury bills, we talk about the fixed deposit, we talk about the bonds,
funds.
and
So which of these would you recommend? Let's start off with somebody that's just starting off. Which of these would you recommend for that person?
There are two that are I would probably not recommend shares if you don't know anything about investment. For shares, you have to have the heart, you have to have the patience, you have to know it.
Which one will bring you more money or quick money?
No, it all depends on the economy and how every fund is performing.
Right.
If you don't want any heartbreaking or even laugh too much, just go and do your treasury bills. When it grows to a certain level, you can do what we call diversification.
Right.
Or you can go and do the money market, fund, where you know the rates that pertains to the various money market instruments. And actually you can strike an average and know that at least every quarter my money is supposed to grow at least this level.
Which ones are the heartbreakers so we avoid them?
And sometimes too, you can laugh a lot. If you do shares this year, you should be laughing all the way to the bank. If you had done it last 2 years, you'll probably be wondering whether the person was cheating you, because the shares have done like 72%. We haven't seen 72% in any investment.
Wow. Okay, so I think our first caller is back, Mohammed from Tamale. Mohammed, good morning. You have some further comments or questions for us?
Well, good morning, madam. Please, I want to know if
those who are not educated, those who didn't even attend school, can also invest in the investment. So they can also invest.
Okay, thank you very much. Mr. Mahama,
Let me tell you a story.
is it just for literates
No,
or
let me tell you a
illiterates
story.
can also invest?
When I was working in another company, a man came in with a listed company called Fanmilk. In fact, he actually had a friend at Stanchart. And the person, when he sells his cocoa, he comes and he buys. He got almost divorced because the woman didn't know where the money was going. So the two kids that he had at that time gained admission into KNUST. So he wanted to come and know how much the shares were worth. When he came and we told him it was worth almost 40,000, the man almost fainted. Because he had this paper, he didn't even know what it
was worth.
Because at the time he bought it, I can't describe the currency. 10 pesos now is what? 0.00010. And he came, at that time it was 3 cedis something. And he had like 70,000 shares. We sold half of it. He paid the school fees. He didn't go to school, but all what he took was advice from either an investment advisor or an educated friend.
So anyone can invest.
Anyone can invest. And
regardless of your educational background,
yes.
You can invest. So, Mohammed, I hope we have answered your question. Also, are funds that are accrued in investment packages affected by fluctuations in the economy, or they remain relatively stable?
No. That's the substructure. The substructure is the fundamentals of the economy. If they are not influenced by the fundamentals of the economy, it will just take a short time. Everything will crumble if the economy is not good. A foreign investor will probably not invest too much because the position of the city will erode its money.
Okay. So now, just before we go, what advice would you have for the general public on structuring their life so they can make good investment policies?
What I advise them is that, look, it's not always that debt makes you better. If you have your own way, live within your means, get some excess cash from your salary, invest it, have patience. Over the time, it will tell you what you want to do. It will give you the backbone that will not allow you to think too much, thinking that anytime something strikes, I have to go borrowing again. And we should stop imitating our friends, our neighbors, and our colleagues in the office.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mahama. I have certainly learned a lot this morning, and I believe our viewers have as well.